How to invest your first $1,000 in 2022. What kind of billionaire do you want to be? Jay Walker started Priceline during the dot-com bubble. This skyrocketed his net worth from zero to billions in less than a year. Sadly for him though, his net worth also plummeted alongside the dot-com bubble's decline within the next few years. Warren Buffett, on the other hand, is currently 90 years old and has a net worth of more than $81 billion. Was he just born rich? Of course not. In fact, a huge portion of his wealth was only accumulated after his 50th birthday with the help of a little patience, determination, and a lot of investing. A slow and steady but sure pace to achieve what only a few can ever dream of. But even in the near distance, we still see Warren Buffett enjoying the view on top of Forbes' list of billionaires, showing no signs of fleeting fortune. This is the type of rich you want to be. It is a sad fact that many people commit their blood, sweat, and tears to a whole lifetime of working, but still end up dying poor because they do not let their money earn even more money, or in other words, invest. To become wealthy is not an easy process. It is unforgiving and competitive, and when you don't play your money right, you are doomed. Let's imagine a scenario where you finally earned an extra $1,000. This is an incredible achievement, as most Americans don't even have an extra $1,000 to spend. Like the money-hungry individual you are, instead of throwing that away on something fancy like a new phone that would most likely drop in value over the course of a few years, you decide to let that extra $1,000 grow. But how do you do that, you ask? Do you invest in real estate? Stocks? How do I choose a stock? Will $1,000 be enough to invest? A lot of questions come into mind, I know. Investing comes with 10 years worth of experience, but in this video, you will learn that you don't have to have decades of experience. You don't need to pay someone to invest for you, and you don't need to pay thousands of dollars on investing courses. I'll try my best to keep it simple and shrink it down to a short 10-minute video of everything you will ever need to get started. After this, you can walk away and start investing your way to becoming a millionaire. Hey, make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe and notification bell if you haven't already done so. YouTube can send you more of these kinds of videos, as well as help our channel. Let me set the stage for what potentially is the most important money-making tool out there. The easiest way to describe exactly what investing is to imagine a scenario. Imagine earning your first $300,000. Your mind wanders through everything you've ever wanted in life. Do you buy that car you've always dreamt about? Driving down the street flaunting your shiny new orange Lamborghini, letting all your friends know how much money you make. Well, that's cool. Is it really something worth it? You think about real estate, buying properties that you can rent out for around $2,000 a month. This does sound like a good way of making money. If one day you decide you no longer want $2,000 a month, you can sell your property and have a return on investment even more if your property appreciates in value. While this sounds like the dream, you might be discouraged to realize you cannot purchase real estate for a couple of thousands. However, there are other alternatives where you can still invest those thousands and let it grow. One way you can do this is by earning interest by depositing your money into a savings account. Here, the bank borrows your money and loans it to someone else while you receive a share of that profit. That's the easy way, but this comes with small returns, with the highest rate of only 0.8% that you can get. This means that in a span of a year, your $1,000 will only earn a measly $8. This is because the Federal Open Market Committee targets a 2 to 3% inflation rate, meaning if your deposit isn't generating at least 2 to 3%, your money will most likely depreciate, which means that your money can now only buy less. Now you must be thinking, what about now? Will investing during a pandemic really be a good idea? You know what? Now is the best time to do just that. Because of this pandemic, interest rates are generally lower. The federal fund took drastic measures by giving us lower interest rates, which resulted in more people taking up loans and spending more. This might seem scary at first, but once the recession passes, the Federal Open Market Committee will raise interest rates to at least an average of something like 1 to 3%, resulting in higher interest rates on savings accounts. Another investment option would be to buy government-issued bonds, which raises funds to support government spending. But what is a bond? Think about it like this. When a government plans to build a new library but does not have the budget for it, They issue an IOU that states that whoever owns this is to be paid back in full with additional interest. Returns on government-issued bonds are highly dependent on interest rates. This year, interest rates are extremely low, being below 1%. Before the recession, however, interest rates were as high as 3%, which is a good rate if you are looking to make a low-risk investment. But this was in a normal economy. Bonds are considered low-risk investments, as the US government would have to go bankrupt to default on its loan. While these investment options do make money, a stock market investment will always be king of higher returns. Let me stress once again that now is a great time to invest. Let's look at some well-known companies here. This year, Amazon's stock price saw a growth of over 80%. For Google, it was 30%. And could you guess Tesla's growth? You might want to sit down for this. 721%. 721. Pretty mind-blowing when you think about how much money you could have made. Okay. I know this sounds really amazing and all, but you also have to remember that greater profits come with greater risk. Compared to other investment options, such as bonds, the risk is pretty low. When investing in individual companies, you need to know that such companies might fail. Why, you might ask? Anything from negative news headlines to products the public finds unacceptable are some of the things that can bring a stock value down. Let's take the companies of Apple and Tesla for example. Apple is well-known and well-established company, so its chances of failure are lower compared to Tesla. With that said, Apple also has less room to grow. This is why we see a whopping 721% growth in Tesla and only 70% for Apple. When you deal with stocks, you must always remember the one golden rule: never invest money that you're not prepared to lose, because if your choice of company fails, you may end up losing, well, most of your investment. While I know that I probably might have scared you with how much risk is actually involved in the stock market, now's the time to breathe. If you want something a little more low risk, you may want to consider investing in an index. The most reliable one would be the S&P 500, which takes into account the top 500 US companies that the index would invest in, with you having a small share in these 500 companies. While some of these companies will fail and some will grow, this will still give you an average return rate of 10%. Now, the three index funds I would recommend are Vanguard 500 Index Fund, QQQ, an index fund by Invesco, and Fidelity Zero Total Market Index Fund, which are all very efficient index funds and invest in virtually the exact same companies. Okay, so now that you've got options, how do you buy shares? The first step is to find a stockbroker or someone qualified to sell stocks. In the past, you would always have to call someone to sell you shares, like in the movie Wolf of Wall Street, where the main character, Jordan Belfort, a stockbroker, would spend all day on the phone selling people worthless stocks. You don't have to worry about this. We live in modern times now. In this day and age, modern tools are made available to everyone, making investing easier and more accessible. Companies have created applications such as Robinhood, Webull, eToro, and so much more, allowing everyone to buy shares wherever they are, whenever they feel like, with a click of a button, as long as they have a smartphone. Buying stocks has never been so easy. In fact, if you use the link in the description below to create a Webull account, we'll give you 2 stocks for free. Just a disclaimer though, it is an affiliate link, but who cares, right? You're getting 2 free stocks, a good jumpstart to becoming the next Warren Buffett. I know investing may be intimidating at first, so I made this video as simple as I could so you can start investing right away. I hope you found this helpful. With that, I'd like to thank you for being all ears throughout the entire video. If you'd like to learn more about how you can make your money grow, subscribe now and click on the notification bell to be updated with my latest uploads. To create is effort, to copy is genius. Albert Einstein. If you want to expand your income by engaging with some side hustles, feel free to contact me so we'll get things moving right away. Remember, if you want to change your life, let's make a change together. You need to make a change.